Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a 2019 alteration to a 2018 model launch. The Vacheron Constantin FiftySix complete calendar arrived at SIHH 2018, but for 2019, it gained this blue dial. 40 millimeters in stainless steel, the timepiece is universally handsome and well proportioned, ideally dimensioned, and fairly slim at 11.9 millimeters thick, 48.3 millimeters lug-to-lug with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The watch is named after, well, it's designed with inspiration from the 1956 reference 6073. The only place you can really see the 6073's design is in the overriders above each lug, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, it's a very modern watch in size as well as proportions, but you will note that it'll fit underneath the cuff, being less than 12 millimeters thick, and it's not too broad. So across my wrist, I've got clearance on both sides, and I could wear this watch on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. Let's take a quick look at the hardware and the software. We have a dial that is lighter than navy blue, and I would say the strap is as well. It's close to navy blue, but a little bit lighter. It's bolstered to give it some volume. It has a large rectangular scale alligator leather and a matte finish. There is a sheer side showing the layers of leather, a monotone stitch, and you can see on the underside, this is a brand new Vacheron Constantin factory strap, gator on the top, calfskin on the bottom for comfort. And the watch features a full double deployant clasp. You can see internally it's polished and media blasted. It has that Maltese cross motif in the chassis of the clasp, but then also in the buckle. And it's a twin trigger system with the swing arm acting as the spring for the trigger release. So it's very secure when it's on the wrist. And you can see it curves to match the contours of the underside of your wrist. The case, it's handsome. There's a lot going on here. It's best described as a sort of tiered case, somewhere between a round case and a cushion profile. You can see it channels a little bit of both. In the tradition of Vacheron timepieces, it's less the overall shape than the elegance of the lugs that define this watch. There's a lovely transitional bevel along the side that's stamped into the case, and then you can see there's a teardrop extension on the underside of the tightly tapered lugs. Everything's in high polish, so it looks upscale, and I mentioned those overriders atop the lugs. You'll see them here, and here. Those are really the only nods to the actual 1956 reference 6073. For the most part, this watch is an original effort. You can see that the crown is recessed into the case band for a little bit less, shall we say, obtrusive profile. I would say it blends in, it sinks in, it's there so that you can grab it and use it, but it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb the way it would if it weren't flush and recessed. So the timepiece features a sort of cambered sapphire that gives you a little bit of plexiglass nostalgia, although it's scratch resistant as sapphire is. And then we have a dial of sort of opaline or matte blue. We also have lovely elements atop, such as the white on blue radial date that's indicated by a triangular index. We have lovely polished indices and Arabic numerals, which are appliqué. You can see that there's a sort of railroad track inboard against which you can read your minutes and your seconds. And then the watch is well loomed with a handsome polished sort of inner bezel surrounding the moon phase, and that polished bezel framing the moon phase is light and luminous on the dial base. Of course, it's a triple calendar and this very practical, and all of this is powered by Vacheron's own movement. There are a lot of unfortunate urban legends about the 56 line, such as they're not Geneva hallmark, they don't use in-house calibers, and while that is true of the base level 56, the entry-level self-winding, that is not true of the complications. This is a manufacturer caliber by Vacheron, the caliber 2460QCL1. Automatic winding, it's a unidirectional winder with ceramic rotor bearings for high efficiency and minimal maintenance. It's adjusted in a chronometer-style 5 positions, which is also with a high horology standard. Pivots on 27 joules. Automatically, it winds a 40-hour power reserve, and it beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. There is a hacking or stop seconds function, so you can set the watch to the second, and you'll see that it is handsomely decorated with broad and luminous Côte de Genève. You can see there is mirrored anglage on the edge of the bridges. It is the rounded, mirrored, optically smooth chamfer that you expect of Geneva hallmark pieces, with black polished screws that feature chamfered slots as well as circumference, satination across the wheels, and then engine turning on the base plate. Let's see how close I can get, but you can also see that this lovely little rotor is triple finished with a combination of satin, engine turning, and then polish, and it's handsomely executed in 22 karat gold. No 21, no 18 karat gold rotor here. Vacheron gives you the full fat 22. The timepiece is 30 meters water resistant, so okay, it's not a sports watch, but it is a sporty dress watch in steel with a blue dial. It is one you could easily wear every day for every occasion. Reach out to Tim Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we're back with the Vacheron 56 Complete Calendar by Night. Plenty of lume.